guys, it's Sam and this is Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday is created by Lainey of Ginger Reads Lainey. I will leave her channel as well as the Goodreads group down below for you to go check out for topics and such. This week's topic is our top 5 favorite fandoms, and this can be any kind of fandom from book fandom to TV fandom to movie fandom, any kind of fandom. So number 5 is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer fandom, and this fandom is the one that I've been a part of the longest. I think I started watching Buffy when I was in 7th or 8th grade, and 8th grade was when I became obsessed with Buffy, and I didn't even know what fandom was, but I would get Buffy memorabilia, I would write Buffy quotes on all of my binders in different colored permanent markers. I knew all the episode names, I used to tape them before I owned them on DVD. The DVD screen is the funniest screen for all of them because they are just so like old, and like there's this funny like intro screen. If any of you guys are part of the Buffy fandom and you have watched them on DVD, let me know because those intro screens are hilarious. But I didn't even know what the fandom was until later when I was in other fandoms and I got on like Tumblr and stuff and I started seeing stuff about Buffy. I just love the Buffy fandom because I feel like we've been around since before the fandom thing got really huge as far as TV show fandoms online and stuff. Obviously there was like LiveJournal and like Zanga and stuff that was probably having like Buffy related discussions, but I think it's great now to find Buffy fans that have been Buffy fans for a while and like talk with them now, you know, years, over a decade later about stuff and like have really exciting like meta chats about it. Lainey from Ginger Reads Lainey and Marina's from My Name is Marina's are two people who are part of the Buffy fandom as well, and when we all were hanging out at Y'all Fest, we had a really in-depth discussion of Buffy at like 2 o'clock in the morning in our hotel room, and it was amazing. One of the highlights of my life. So like the Buffy fandom is one of my favorite fandoms because it connects people years later. Number 4 is the Once Upon a Time fandom, and I think the reason I love this fandom so much because it is so large and there are so many talented people in this fandom. I haven't watched since the Wicked Witch season, so I'm not sure which season that was, but season 4 maybe? I'm not even sure. So I've missed a few, I think I'm like 2 seasons behind at minimum. So I am not quite a part of like the established now fandom, but I was a huge fan when the show first came out. So I was in all these like ship discussions because obviously Emma at that point didn't have a like set romantic plot line, so there's all these guys that were like jumping in and out of the picture that could potentially be her like romances. So I was a part of like all of these ships because I ship people with everybody. Like I'm a multi-shipper. I have an armada of ships, okay? I love the Once Upon a Time fandom because there's so many people that you can get invested in. There's so many characters, so there's so many discussions going on all the time about like side characters, and there's like beautiful gift sets for side characters, and like anytime I have a new song that I like, I'll look up my Once Upon a Time ships and my Once Upon a Time characters to that song because it's such a huge fandom. It's, you know, it's on a major network. It's a giant show. There's just like a giant fandom, and I love it. And I see stuff about it still, and I'm not really like afraid of being spoiled for that show. Like I'm okay with spoilers and stuff, generally speaking. Like I'm a little mad, but like you can't really avoid it. So, like I said, it's a huge show. So I see stuff like now for current running season, even though I'm like, oh, I love it. Look at my people. Look at my like wonderful little characters. I love them. Number 3 is in the number 3 spot because I'm so conflicted about it because it's the Vampire Diaries fandom. So I love this fandom, and again, it's another show that I kind of backed out of because this show stresses me out. I haven't seen it since the middle of the 5th season, and I've just kind of like stopped because I watched it live the 3rd and 4th seasons, and I had my first Tumblr, and it was a fandom Tumblr, like my first like established, like I'm active on this, I talk to people Tumblr, and I'm a part of the Vampire Diaries fandom and like the ship things that are happening in the Vampire Diaries fandom, so I shipped Elena. Sorry, people, that's endgame and it's wonderful and it's beautiful. So it was my big ship, but of course you have this like battle going on between people in that fandom, and that fandom gets like really nasty and everything, but again, beautiful content creators and just wonderful people talking just about every little detail, every little, you know, look, every little like hand motion, like they would just analyze it, and I am so here for that. So I love that fandom because while they get entrenched in like unimportant things like the relationship aspects of shows, which again, like I'm a big fan of that show for the relationship stuff, but also like the plot's really good on like majority of those seasons. So that can be a little disheartening, and that's why I'm kind of like, ugh. But at the same time, I love it. The gift sets people make and the videos people make. Again, another show where if I have a new song, I'll definitely like Delana this song, and usually it'll pop up because everybody is in that fandom. It's wonderful, and there's a lot of like girl power stuff in that fandom too. Like a lot of people really will defend Elena because she is my precious, precious baby. So I love that too because there's a lot of like you know, like, stop picking on Elena, and I love that in the fandom, so yay. Oh, I kind of miss it. I should go catch up on the show, like I really need to. Okay, we are finally getting into the book stuff, guys. I'm sorry about gushing about TV and stuff for a little while. We're finally getting into the books. So number 2 is the Grisha Trilogy fandom, but most specifically a little sub-fandom, which is the Darklina fandom or Alarkling fandom, depending on what name you use, but the Darkling-Alina ship fandom. So as you guys know, after I finished the trilogy, I just went into the deep end. This isn't any kind of spoiler, this is just my own personal thing that I did. I went into the deep end and I really hardcore ship the Darkling and Alina, but not in like a canon way, definitely in a this wasn't in canon way, in a like dark, twisty kind of way. So again, the theme running through all of these is I really enjoy fandoms that have really amazing content creators who make beautiful graphics and videos and stuff, and that is what the Darklina fandom does. My god, that is some of the best fan fiction that I've read as far as like one-shots. I'm not a huge like giant fan fiction reader, but I will read I like one-shots. They have wonderful meta discussions, they have wonderful graphics and videos, and the really great thing about the Darklina fandom, especially on Tumblr, is that everyone has collectively decided that the Darkling is Sean O'Pry, the model, Sean O'Pry, who is a gorgeous gift to this world. So all the graphics have Sean O'Pry's face in them, and Sean O'Pry to me is the Darkling. Like if there's ever a movie, I'd be like, it has to be him. Like I can't picture anybody else. So I love that fandom, and it saved me after the Grisha Trilogy, and when I was in like a pool of despair because I just needed more and I didn't have any more, and it was like, ugh. So I love them. I think most of the Tumblrs I follow are, yeah, Darklina at some point. Tumblrs, like, that is my obsession. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. It's so dark and twisty. And number 1 should come as no surprise. I think it's on everybody's list, but it is the Harry Potter fandom. But again, I'm breaking it into, like, sub-fandoms. So specifically, the Hermione fandom and the Marauders fandom. So as you guys know, very similarly to the Darklina fandom, I love Hermione, Draco and Hermione. It is my biggest probably book OTP because it's been so long lasting. I mean, ever since Hermione punched Draco in the face in Prisoner of Azkaban, I've shipped it. I've shipped it so hard. So, I mean, it's been years at this point, okay? Like, it's never going away. And again, wonderful content creators, videos I see all the time. I'm always seeing new videos, gift sets, graphics, just discussions about how, like, just in general, a Gryffindor Slytherin romance of some kind would have been really great for the books because of, like, the themes you could explore about people, like, morally grayness and, like, not everybody in Slytherin is bad. Like, obviously, like, it's not that black and white, and, like, it would have been so good. And the fact that, like, Draco, especially, like, book Draco, if you guys have read the books, I'm sure most of you have, you're on this kind of channel. But again, like, in the movies, Draco isn't really depicted as being, like, this, he was smart. Like, he's probably, like, the second in the class instead of, like, Hermione, who's the first in the class. So the fact that you have, like, two smart people, and they have, like, really different conflicting morals. And again, it's dark and twisty, but I love it. And that is some of the only fan fiction that I've actually read. Like, I've read the Hermione fan fiction. I've read a lot of them. Yeah, I definitely have. Not, like, the bad ones. Get the, like, Hermione abuse fanfiction a million miles away from me, like, no, but like some of the other fanfiction I love, like, so much. And again, like, the graphics are beautiful. The fact that they can make, especially with the movies coming out, they can make it look like they actually were in a relationship in, like, movie form. Like, they make videos and it looks like they're actually together. It's crazy. I love it. It's so great. And again, the Marauders fandom, I love it so much, again, on Tumblr. I just love it. And they've fan casted an appropriate fan cast for all of them. So I'm sure you guys know if you're part of the Marauders fandom at all. But I love the actors that they've chosen for, like, the Tumblr designated Marauders fan casting. And it's so great. And you have all these gift sets of, like, scenes that could have been or that were, but with actual accurate fan casting for the Marauders, because obviously we all know the movie people were way too aged up. So we have, like, appropriately fan-casted Marauders and, like, scenes that could have happened or that did happen. I just want a Marauders prequel, okay? And I can do that through, like, fanfiction and one-shots and gift sets and videos. And it breaks my little heart, but I love it so much. So those are my favorite fandoms. As I said, the main recurring theme pretty much is people that make good video and GIF content, because I guess I'm just like a visual person and I need to see, like, photo sets and GIF sets and video. And these fandoms make a lot of the most pretty ones, and there's a lot of, like, ships involved, and I have a shipper heart, a tragic shipper heart. So these are my faves. Comment down below and let me know some of your favorite fandoms. I would love to know. And let me know if you're part of some of my favorite fandoms, because I know you're out there. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!